Okay, today we are going to start with the California Gold Rush Mitch Stam's formula. This was the sourdough starter that we set up yesterday. You see how nicely risen it is?
Oh yeah, very pungent.
Especially when you open it up, you really get that burst of acetic acid. Nice and sour. We're going to start with our temperature-controlled water. And I never add all of my water, just in case I need to adjust. And the oil in the bottom. So we balance this water before we ever started our mixing. And then we'll add in, thank you, our starter, our flours. Thanks. And let's not forget the salt. Lock that in. And we'll start mixing this on low speed. We'll give it around 3 minutes in first speed just to distribute all of the ingredients, adjust the hydration so that we have a nicely textured dough.
And your temperature controlled water was at what temperature in this case?
It was about 56 degrees, so we took into consideration the temperature of the room, the temperature of the flour, the friction factor of the machine, so we can have a dough that comes off, and the temperature of our pre-ferment, of course. So we have a dough that comes off of the machine at 75 degrees, which is really the optimal temperature for fermentation. It'll develop all those nice esters, and we can also predict our fermentation rate most accurately that way, have a consistent product each day, optimize that flavor. I really like the olive oil in this formula. It goes really nicely with the sweetness of the raisins and the extra punch that we get from using that lemon zest.
And what an appropriate name for this bread, Gold Rush. Look at the beautiful color of this golden raisins, which we're going to add to this.
It's going to really be a nice formula. And the sour is going to give a nice counterbalance too to the sweetness of the raisins. Now we're developing the dough in second gear to bring it up in temperature and to bring it to an improved mix. Not too strong, not too weak, just strong enough. And then we'll add in our tenderizers, the rosemary, the lemon zest, and the raisins.
What temperature are we looking for again?
75 degrees.
75 degrees.
Yeah, the dough's a really nice consistency. It's picked up well. It's a moderately soft dough, but it isn't terribly sticky. And now we're ready to add in our tenderizers. We have lemon zest. And how are you preparing that, Klaus?
I'm using a microplane, which gives us a very fine zest and helps us with the distribution of this zest throughout the dough.
It releases those aromatic oils really nicely too, so we can take advantage of the flavor of that lemon really well. And we're going to add our raisins now too. We're going to distribute our ingredients real well, develop some gluten so that the dough is moderately developed. We'll take it to an improved mix and bring it up in temperature too, so it's 75 degrees when it comes off the mixer. This will take about 4 minutes in second gear. Yeah, the dough should be done mixing. It looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, it really does.
And we'll temp it again just to be sure. That's great, spot on, 75.
75.
Now I like to fold the dough over once or twice on itself just to help those raisins distribute a little bit more. Pretty good distribution here. And then we'll stick it in a lightly oiled container. And this dough is going to get a 2-hour fermentation with a fold halfway through. So after an hour, we'll give the dough a 3-fold and we'll let it rise for another hour.